Today, we're going to talk about communication skills for introverts and teens. And bottom line is this: I've seen teens that have great confidence and adults, seniors that have poor confidence when it comes to communication. And I've seen the reverse. That's why I say this is for both. So it's not just about young people are introverted, so we need to teach them how to speak better, or we need to teach you how to communicate more effectively. I've seen 8-year-olds who have better communication skills than 38-year-olds. But this video is going to help you to bring out those communication skills no matter where you're at, whether you are a teen that needs help with your presentations and just speaking to people, or if you're introverted in general, no matter how old you are. Now, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for ongoing tips that are going to help you to become a more confident speaker and communicator. Now, these tips are going to help you not only when you speak, but when you communicate with people, whether it's for an interview or a conversation, or you're sitting across the table from someone you'd like to date. Any type of communication, these tips are going to help you. So remember these 5 S's when it comes to communicating effectively with anyone. Tip number 1 is slow down. If you do nothing else but just slow down when you speak, you'll find that you're less nervous, you are less anxious, and that will come across to the person that you're communicating with. So don't rush to say things just to fill space. Slow down when you say every single word. And something interesting happens. I remember it was a book I read by Sidney Poitier, Measure of a Man, and he says that when 2 people are walking together, one of 2 things will happen. Either you will speed up to their pace, or they'll slow down to yours. If you speak more slowly when you communicate with people, even if you're talking to a fast talker that wants to get everything out, you keep speaking slowly, not super slow like you're a slow motion movie, but just slow down your delivery, and you'll find that in time, that other person will likely slow down to your level as well too, and you'll feel more confident when you speak. Second tip to being more confident when you communicate is to start conversations. Don't be afraid to start a conversation with someone, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to ask questions. Most people love talking about themselves more than anything else. So if you can ask questions and then ask questions based on the answers you've received from that person, you'll find that you're in a conversation with someone. They'll call you a great conversationalist, and they'll know barely anything about you if you've asked enough questions. People like to talk about themselves, and a lot of people won't catch that. They will just talk, and they won't even realize that they haven't really learned much about you. So make sure that you ask questions and you start the conversation. Don't be afraid to do that. And if you ask questions, you'll find how easy this can be. Next tip when it comes to being a confident communicator is to search. That's our 3rd S. Search information. When you hear something that you don't know the answer to, make it a point to look it up. Make sure that you don't just let things pass through your consciousness without learning what's behind them. If you hear a saying and you think to yourself, well, you know what? I've always wondered what that saying means. Look it up. If you hear somebody talk about a certain career or a certain interest that they have and you don't know anything about it, just look up something really quickly on the internet about it. Just be a well-rounded person. And what you'll find is you'll be talking to people, and those pieces of information that you've researched will start coming out in conversations, and it will flavor your conversations with people, and you'll be able to add more to every conversation you have. I call it like the Jeopardy equation, if you will. When you watch Jeopardy, people know a bunch of things about every single topic. I always watch that show and I wonder how people could know so much about so many different things. You don't have to be a Jeopardy contestant, but when something hits you that you don't know the answer to, go look it up. Be a well-rounded person, and that will make you a more competent and confident communicator. Before we go on, let me know, are these tips helping you? What else have you seen that has made you a better communicator, or what would you like to see help with to help you to become a better communicator? Let me know in the comments below. The next S, the fourth tip when it comes to becoming a better communicator, a more confident communicator, is to seek out opportunities to speak. Is that something like joining a Toastmasters group to start to work on speaking more? Is it something like volunteering to give the toast at a wedding or give a speech somewhere? Even if it's just a short time that you're going to be speaking, seek out opportunities to communicate. If someone is saying they want to text you back and forth, a friend wants to talk to you over text, hey, suggest to them, hey, let's get together, let's meet at the mall, or let's meet somewhere and have a conversation if you have time. You know, things like that get you face to face with people, get you communicating, makes you a better communicator. Nothing really improves in your life without practice. So if you want to become a better communicator, seek out opportunities, because the best way to improve is to do the thing that you want to get better at. So seek out opportunities to connect face to face, preferably. And finally, the last S is silence. You probably have noticed that when you speak to people or when you're in a conversation, someone's already starting their first sentence before you finish the last sentence of what you're going to say. They're already thinking about what they're going to say next. And if you look at two people talking, you'll notice that there are rarely moments of silence between the two where they just let a moment happen where they get to reflect on what the other person has said. So just do that. Just be silent before you respond to someone. And I've noticed the best conversationalists do this deliberately. Someone will speak, they'll be quiet, and then they'll respond. And a lot of times people aren't ready for that. They'll be like, okay, did you hear what I have to say? But they are hearing you, and they just want a moment to let the words you said sink in. So do that for other people too. When they say something, really wait until they finish what they have to say, pause, and then respond. Adding that silence in gives you time to reflect on what the person has said. It demonstrates that you're not just rushing to speak like everyone else in their life, and you are confident enough to hold your thoughts until the other person has finished speaking. So that's the last S, silence. Remember these 5 S's when it comes to becoming a more confident communicator. You will see a noticeable improvement if you apply them in your life. If this was helpful to you, make sure that you like, subscribe to the channel, and also go to 52publicspeakingtips.com. Link is below. Tips that are going to be delivered to you ongoing to make sure that you become the best speaker you can possibly be. If you found this video helpful, make sure you watch these other videos and also connect with this channel to get ongoing tips to make you twice the speaker and communicator that you are today.